I'm in the shower. What the fuck does he want me to do, man?
Right, sir.
Crazy, man. So we're leaving.
Is there anything else in this room?
He's in the shower. You want to go talk to him?
He's right. He's getting ready.
Do I think they were in there up to no good? Yes. I know I was reading in the comments where people were saying they must have really been, getting to it, if you know what I mean, for them not to be able to hear the knocking at the door. Of course, we all know, in the heat of the moment, y'all don't hear nothing. Y'all don't see nothing. Y'all don't hear nothing. All y'all feel is each other, if you know what I mean. Do I think that was what was going on? Yes. I believe they was in there tearing it up, if you know what I mean. I don't think they heard that knocking. I don't even think they was keeping track of the time. Come on now, we all know how it get when we in that moment. We all know how it goes. I think they was in there getting to it, if you know what I mean. And hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't know if they were backed up, if you know what I mean. You don't know what the case may have been for them not to know. I don't believe they was keeping track of the time. I don't think they was. I don't think they heard knocking. I don't even think they knew the sun had rose or the sun set when it didn't come up. I don't think they heard nothing. I don't even think they was watching TV. I don't think they, I give you an example. I remember one time a guy was going down on me, and you laying on your back and he just, down there, if you know what I mean, just getting to it, right? And I remember being so zoned off, like falling asleep, right? And the clock, I knew time was passing because I would wake up, he's still down there. And 8 o'clock, fall asleep, wake up, 10 o'clock, he's still down there. Like, I'm just using it as an example, as time can pass by when you in La La Land, if you know what I mean. I think they was in La La Land. I really do. I really, really do. And I think he told on himself when he said, if we was a couple, if you know what I mean, out of all the examples you could have gave, to me, you kind of told on yourself. You did. Now, I'm not gonna say if a man is bisexual, it's not women out here that are not open to the idea of a bisexual man. I think it's something that we are actually seeing more of. Do I believe this is something that just started? No. I believe it's been this way. I believe it's been more guys out here being bisexual more than we knew about it, though. Like, as far as in, it's been that way, but we just finding out about it. I do believe Tank is a bisexual guy. I do believe that. Benzino, to be honest, I know back in the day when Love and Hip Hop first came about, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I know they used to say Benzino and Stevie used to get down together. Can I see them getting down together? A little bit. A little. I would, to be honest, these days I'm not surprised with nothing that none of these industry people do. I'm not gonna lie, I told y'all before, I have watched gay porn before. As far as men, I have watched gay men porn. In fact, I watch gay men porn more than anything. I'm just being honest with y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw the sex tape with him and Eve. And I also saw the sex tape that they were saying it was like a Caucasian guy, and you couldn't really see their face, but you could hear Stevie's voice, and it did sound like him. But you know, as the old saying goes, we all have a twin. We all have somebody out here that sound just like us, that people swear it's us, and the whole time it's not. I told y'all about the time where I was in the clothing store with my grandfather, God rest his soul, and he was telling the girl to hurry up, which he thought it was me. And the whole time he kept saying, "Little girl, I'm talking to you." Like, she just kept looking at him like, "What are you talking about? Who are you?" And I came behind him, I patted him like, what are you doing? He jumped. He said, "Oh my God." He was like, "Oh my God," He said, "I thought that was you." I said, "You didn't remember what I had on?" All he saw, we looked the same skin complexion. We styled our hair the same. We wore the same clothes as far as our style. She had the same chinky eyes as me. The same thing. And even she went to my school. We never were close or anything. And even over her a lot of time, I saw you at the football game. And I would say, "I wasn't at no football game." And they were like, "Yes, you were. You were at the football game." Da da da. So it wasn't until people were like, "Y'all kin or something," because y'all look just alike, hair the same, chinky eyes, same skin complexion. In fact, she had the same little tiny mole right under the right side of her face, just like me. People call it a beauty mole. She had that same little mole right there. And I didn't know personally, but other people had noticed it and said, "Y'all got the same mole." Like, people. So I'm not gonna say in particular that was Stevie with that Caucasian guy in that gay video. You get where I'm going with it? Because we all have a twin, and they even said we talked alike. They always said we both had an accent. I don't have an accent, but a lot of people think I do. I don't hear it. I think I talk normal. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm not gonna say in a nutshell that was him. Again, we could not see his face. All we could hear is his voice. You could tell by the hand the guy was Diesel by the hands like Stevie, but a lot of men work out. So you cannot say in particular that was Stevie J, if that makes sense. But I do believe there are women out here that are open to, guys being more fluid with their sexuality, if that makes sense. I never forget, I was talking to a guy, and he said, let's just say I'm gonna do anyway, let's just say I was talking to a guy, and for a second it seemed like we was about to get a little serious, and long story short, I was on his page, and let's just say, I'm gonna just say a tranny had said, she was like, "Thank you for the nice night," or something along those lines, or she really had a good time, and she commented, how you post on somebody's page, and me being me, I said, "What was that about?" I questioned him about it. I'm like, "What was that about?" And he was like, "What are you talking about?" How they do. "What are you talking about? What are you?" And I said, "Well, a tranny." I just said the word. I said, tranny posted on your page. So I'm just trying to, see what was that about?" And he goes, let me see it. I said, well, you got to go to your page. I thought you told me you was going to see your aunt, last night or something. So she said, thank you for the nice night. I'm trying to see what was going on. So he went, and I how you on the phone with somebody and you could hear them like trying to hurry up and do what they were doing, like, so he was like, you could hear him like scrambling something. So next thing I know, I heard clicking in my ear on the phone, just clicking, like you could tell somebody texting in your ear, and I just heard texting like real fast, and he was, breathing all hard. And he said, I got to get on her because she know that she not supposed to be texting or commenting on my page. I said, well, sir. And he was like, what? I said, sir, his whole demeanor changed towards me. Like he was mad at me for asking him a question. And I said, I thought you told me that, this, I thought first of all, you told me you was going to your aunt's house. That's number one. So I know question a lie. Because obviously you weren't at your aunt's house. That's number one. And number two, you called her a she. But it's a he. Okay? So, he kind of paused for a second. So long story short, then he says, I get upset every time I think about it. I really feel like he was playing in my face. I really do, even though we was on the phone. But you know what I mean by playing in my face. I really do. We stopped talking that long after that anyway. But within a couple of days. That just didn't sit right in my spirit at all. We went from getting serious to low key kind of cold turkey because that just didn't sit right in my spirit. It just was something about it. And I talked to my good Judy about it at that time. In fact, we still kind of close to this day. And in fact, we brought it up the other day. And she said, well, like I always told you, if you got to ask questions about it, that means something in the water not clean. That means your spirit not sitting right with it. And she laughed. We laughed about it now, and she laughed about it then. I got upset with her because she kept saying over and over again, you know what time it is. Come on now, you know what's up. But anyway, so we were talking, and it seemed like his whole demeanor changed with me, like, and so then I say, so he told you thanks for getting a bottle. So what, so y'all alone, number one, at night, number two, with liquor, number three. And you felt the need to lie to me about it, number four. Okay? So, so as I'm talking, he, what? Okay. Like, so where you getting at? Where so what you trying to say? He got real defensive. So I'm like, I'm just trying to understand what's going on. Like, mind you, we was already in the midst of making plans, and I brought this up. So he kept trying to go back to us making plans about, what, our plans for the weekend, But how do you expect me to make plans for the upcoming weekend when I got something on my heart? So if we make plans and I still got something on my heart, it's the vibe not gonna be there because I feel some type of way towards you. So we not gonna be vibing because I got something on my heart. I'm not one of them people that can act like I'm having a good time if I feel some type of way with you. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta clear the air before we can do anything. Matter of fact, before we can even talk on the phone, we gotta clear the air. Because our conversation is not gonna be given. It's gonna be animosity there. Because I feel some type of way. So, with that being said, long story short, we kept talking about it, and I'm talking to him about how I don't like the way he's, carrying the conversation with me. So then he says, oh, I can't remember what he said, but we got to the point where he said something along the lines of, I'm trying to remember, y'all. Every time I think about it, I get upset because I really feel like he was playing in my face. So anyway, we got to the point where he said, a person is a person. So I said, what do you mean a person is a person? So he says, a person is a person. And my dudes brought it up the other day too. And I said, no, a person is not a person when it comes to things like that. If you tell me a person is a person, like I told him in that moment, if you say that, you basically saying a whole is a whole. And when I told my dudes that I told him that, she started bust out laughing. To this day, she thought that mess was funny. I didn't think nothing was funny about that. So when I said that to him, he was like, he just kept having an attitude about it. And, well, I told you what it was. And he was a Virgo, so he was very manipulative. He was very manipulative. He know how to flip the script. He can make you think you crazy. He can make you think you out of line for questioning him on certain things that he lied to you about. So not long after that, we cut ties. I want to say within a couple of days. I told y'all, if I feel some type of way about something, you gonna know. And I'm not gonna be able to, I'm one of them people, if I feel some type of way, it will not rest until I get clarity on it. And that's how I felt. And I felt that he wasn't giving me the clarity that I needed. But like my good Judy told me, you got all the clarity you needed when he lied to you. And you found out that he lied to you about being with his aunt, and the whole time he was with a man. That's what other clarity do you need? That's right there. That's the proof right there. So, and when she said that to me, I got mad with her. I'm like, well, damn, you ain't got to say it like that. But like she said, the facts are the facts. What other clarity do you need? He was alone with a man, and he felt the need to lie to you about it. That's all the clarity that you need. So, I pouted about it for a little bit because I was mad with her, but I had to check myself on it. I had to check myself. Like I told y'all, I look myself in the mirror all the time. Okay, are you mad with her because she basically just put, she didn't put the bigger picture in front of you because the bigger picture was already in front of you. Are you mad with her because she was frank with you about it and she didn't sugarcoat anything? Or are you mad with him for lying to you? Or are you mad with yourself for almost believing him gaslighting you? He wasn't able to gaslight me because I felt some type of way, and I'm the type that I cut ties based off the facts, if that makes sense. To me, he wasn't being upfront enough as I wanted him to be. So that for me, that was all I really needed. I've gotten a lot better with that throughout the years as far as, reading between the lines. Growing up, I wasn't that proficient with catching shade and stuff like that. But as I've become an adult and a young woman, in my mid-20s, mind you, this has happened a couple of years ago, but I got better with it. And my good Judy is, I think she got me beat by 7 or 8 years. So she's a little more experienced with things, so she can, put things in front of me. But yeah, so with that being said, that's that. And yeah, so going back to, a lot of women are not open to a bisexual man, me including myself in that group of women. I'm not open to that. If I feel that you have feelings towards the same sex, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm not open to that. I'm not pegging you. I'm not playing in your behind, which he never asked me to do none of this, but I'm just saying, I'm not one of those women that are gonna do it. If you ask me to do it, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm not open to any of that. So, if that's what you desire, I'm not the woman for you at all.
Man, what the fuck is that? Look, look. Boom, 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 boom. You supposed to go? No. Boom, 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 boom.
To be honest, y'all, in my opinion, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Benzino is not a vibe. I never been around him, but to be honest, to me, he seemed like he a vibe. And um, he seemed like he had your back. Like I told y'all all the time, ain't nothing like a man that's gonna speak up for you. When he with somebody, he's a Cancer. So Benzino loves very hard. I do think he a sweetheart on the low. I do. I still think he's bisexual, but he remind me of a guy I used to be real close with. We didn't fall out or anything. We just grew apart throughout the years. But he remind me of somebody I used to hang with. Um One thing that remind me of him a little bit, because Benzino is misunderstood. So like I told y'all, a lot of the times when two people come together and they are misunderstood, they usually form a great bond. My guy friend, he has a stutter problem. As you all know, I have a speech impediment. So that was something that we bonded over a lot. We bonded over that a lot, because when he get the stuttering, he will always tell me how growing up, you know how the kids used to clown him a lot when he be like, you know how kids are, they'll mock you and stuff like that. And I told him, about my speech impediment, and he didn't really hear it until he like spent a lot more time with me. He'd be like, oh yeah, I can hear it sometimes. Some people hear it, some people don't, but it's there. And it's something that runs often in my family. A lot of the women have, like speech impediments and stuff like that. So it is kind of hereditary, and it happens. Like his mother had a bad stutter problem. So, every family has something. I've met some people that say, like the woman in the mines, they have, a lot of us had the chinky eyes, the big boobs, the speech impediments, stuff like that. I've met a lot of people that say, like I give you an example, the rapper Young Jeezy. A lot of people don't know this, but he made an interview about how his eye. That's why he liked to wear shades a lot, and a lot of people don't realize it. But that's one thing that he said he fell in love with Jenny Mai, whatever you say her name, because she didn't, mock him about his eye. He said a lot of the times when he would get into it with women, the first thing they'll say, with your effed up eye, and stuff like that. Jenny Mai didn't, clown him about that. So if you notice, his daughter has that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because um I have a lazy eye. So, when people come for people with an eye, I don't think it's funny. Some people don't notice I have a lazy eye, but it's there, so I don't think it's funny how they mocked him about his eye. And if I was him, I like sunshades too, but I'm not about to wear sunshades all the time because somebody gonna talk about my eye. F that, F you. I'm a good person. So if you can't accept me with whatever wrong with me, hey, toodles, toodles. I like sunshades just because I like sunshades. That's just something I like. But as far as him, I wouldn't wear sunshades all the time because somebody don't like my eye. Hey, it just goes to show somebody took him with it. She didn't care nothing about it. And that's part of the reason why he has said he loved her to pieces. Even when they had their differences, she don't ridicule him or pick a fight or joke on him about something that he cannot help. I don't think it's funny. Um, with that being said, yeah, oftentimes when two people are misunderstood, I told y'all before, they make the best bond. I do believe Benzino is a vibe. You notice how when people used to come for Carly, how he used to always have her back. We all saw how the girls used to ostracize Althea. He didn't care what they felt about her. At the end of the day, that was still his Titi, whatever he called her. He used to love him some Althea. He loved him some Carly until she started acting stupid. And even this girl right here, you could tell they got a good vibe with them. They clowning in the hallway. Benzino is definitely a vibe. He probably like a good homeboy. I couldn't be with him if I, was suspect of some things, but he would make a good homeboy. And he seemed like, I like the way when the other girls ostracized out there, how he would say, come on, boo, let's ride out. Me and you, they, he didn't care about none of that. They ain't gotta be for you, I'm for you. That's a good energy. That's definitely a good vibe. And I don't think Benzino is a bad person. I just think he doesn't live in his truth. But who are we to tell people we can say come out the closet, but of course it's up to them what they choose to do. But essentially, Benzino, keep being you. If you choose to come out the closet, it's up to you. But essentially, I do think he's a bisexual man, but I don't think he is a bad person at all. And that's about it.